What's going on, guys? Griffin here, coming back with another video for you all, a quick one. If you remember in the previous video, if not, I'll try to link that right here so you can go watch it first or at the end of the video as well. But I mentioned passive income versus active income, and I wanted to hit on that quickly for you all. I'm going to talk a lot more about passive income in the very near future, but for now I just wanted to give you all a quick overview of what the differences are exactly. If you don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is, he's a very successful, rich Japanese, Hawaiian American is what he is. He's like a fourth generation, but he's a very successful guy. He's the writer of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and very many other books. The ones you should definitely consider reading are probably for sure Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the Cash Flow Quadrant, something like that, and The Business of the 21st Century if you're looking to get into a business like network marketing and so on. But those books are definitely awesome reads. But anyways, in Rich Dad Poor Dad and the Cash Flow Quadrant, or whatever, I feel like I'm saying that title wrong, I might be, but something like that, he talks a lot about passive income versus active income, and he talks about these quadrants, and I'll also dive into those books in the future videos as well. But pretty much in short, it breaks up in between passive income versus active income. Active income pretty much ends as soon as you stop working, which is usually small business owners, contractors, doctors, and so on, employees, obviously. I wouldn't necessarily say CEOs or anything like that, but just like small business owners, you know what I mean? Like if you have to work for your money, if you live by time is money, so to speak, you're probably more in active income versus passive income. Obviously time is money for everybody, but I think you guys get a pretty good idea. Pretty much if you have to literally go physically work at a job 8 to 10 hours a day, that is active income. If you stop and you don't have any vacation time or anything like that, and you cannot have income coming in, that is active income, period. And then you have passive income where you still have to work for it, don't get me wrong there. Like a good example of this is network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever you wish to call it, where your initial stages for a good, I don't know, a lot of people, I mean, there's outliers where they get rich quick, but that's very few, far in between. For the most part, it takes about 2 to 5 years to kind of build up your arsenal of ambassadors and so on. Not a pyramid scheme whatsoever. That is probably another future video to come. It just depends on what people you get involved with when it comes to what marketing agency you get with and so on. But anyways, I'm just using that as an example because it's fresh in my mind. I've been watching videos on them all day. But so you build up like an arsenal, and it really works for any kind of big business. Investing is another form. I'll talk about that here in a second. But you spend about 2 to 5 years building up your arsenal. They're making money, you're making money, and then with time you can start pulling away. You determine your own hours of work. A book you should also consider reading while speaking of this is The 4-Hour Work Week. That you might want to make a mental note or jot that title down. It's The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, I believe, another great author. But yeah, it's not necessarily that you're not working, but it's like on your terms, your hours, so on. Like you can spend so much more time with your family. I mean, honestly, a lot of times it sounds too good to be true, and that's why most people just stay at their job. They like that security. They like knowing that they're going to have a paycheck. They just hate uncertainty. And for a lot of people, passive income just won't ever enter their life just because they're too simply stuck on what they've been taught in school, by their parents, by their family in general, and just their values. It depends on your values and who you are at the end of the day. Another form of passive income though is like I said, investing. So investing in real estate, but real estate can be kind of iffy because it's more like, let's use rentals as an example. Rental property can be active or passive depending on how you handle it. Now, if you get a rental property, you get a management, what do you call them? Like pretty much like a management team company, management company to run that rental. They handle everything, and all you do is essentially collect a paycheck every month. And then that is a form of passive income through rental properties. Now, say you don't want to worry about paying a management company. You want to do the repairs. You want to worry about watching the tenants, making sure they pay their rent and bills every month. That then becomes active income because you're having to do a lot more work. You have to do a lot more yourself. You are pretty much a jack of all trades at that point. And that is when it goes from passive income to active income. It's very important to know the difference between the two when you're determining whether to label this as a passive or active income source. Real estate is definitely very, very iffy when it comes to is active or passive. It just depends on how you look at it, I guess, at the end of the day. And I mean, oh shoot, I can't even think anymore off the top of my head. I just know that the ones that I'm focused on the most are like forms of network marketing and investing, just because I've always been, one, I wouldn't say I like people necessarily, because I tend to say to myself, but I love networking with like-minded people, people that want to be entrepreneurs, run their own business, pretty much have that drive. We all have something right there, like a chip on our shoulder, why we want to do what we do, why we want to make so much money, even though money isn't all, obviously, but we all have that just chip. Entrepreneurs have that chip where they just don't want a boss, they don't want someone telling them when to go to work, when they can't work, and so on. Network marketing allows you to do that while not ripping each other off and just, I mean, people do rip each other off, but those are bad companies. They're pretty easy to spot out. But point being, it's fun at the end of the day. It's not a job. It's not something you wake up and go, God, here we go again, another 8 to 10 hours of this BS. And then investing, I've just always been into numbers, whatnot. I've been watching stock markets, oil prices, and so on since I was like 12, 13 years old. But yeah, those are two very, very good and successful versions of passive income. And I mean, hopefully this video kind of cleared up for you guys what passive income versus active income is. A lot of people see passive income as kind of like a lazy income or too far out there, too good to be true income is what I even thought at first, and what a lot of people think and what you hear a lot. Especially because, let's be real, on YouTube, on the internet in general, there's people honestly scamming people left and right, saying they'll have you watch a video like this, for example, and they'll say they'll map it all out for you on a big old board and tell you how rich you can be, blah, 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 and how you don't have to work anymore. All this BS that isn't really true at the end of the day. And then they'll say, and if you want the secret, click the link below, and I'm going to charge you $1,500 to take my course, which is just more videos, more BS, and then you're scammed essentially, and you're like, what the hell, network marketing or whatever you're trying to get into is a scam. So, I mean, yeah, there's always those people out there. You can't do anything about it. But at the end of the day, what would you rather do? Go build someone else's dream or go build your own sorry about that, build your own dream. That's what it comes down to. You have to take risk. I always tell people you miss 100 out of 100 shots you don't take. That's definitely something to live by. But that is it for this video, guys. Hopefully it cleared some things up for you. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, definitely make sure to smack that like button. I greatly appreciate it. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. I'll always put that right there. And then if you did not see that previous video, like I said, I'll link it right here at the bottom. But until next time, guys, like I said, hope you liked it. Hope it cleared some things up. And let's go make some money.